ತತ್ಸವಿತುರ್ವರೆಣ್ಯಂ ಭರ್ಗೋ ದೇವಸ್ಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್. ಭೂರ್ಭುವಸ್ಸುವಃ ತತ್ಸವಿತುರ್ವರೆಣ್ಯಂ ಭರ್ಗೋ ದೇವಸ್ಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್. ಭೂರ್ಭುವಸ್ಸುವಃ ತತ್ಸವಿತುರ್ವರೆಣ್ಯಂ ಭರ್ಗೋ ದೇವಸ್ಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್.
ಗೌರಿ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಉಮಾ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಗೌರಿ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಉಮಾ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಗೌರಿ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಉಮಾ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಗೌರಿ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಉಮಾ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶಿವನಂದನ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶಿವನಂದನ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶಿವನಂದನ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶಿವನಂದನ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಗೌರಿ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಉಮಾ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಗೌರಿ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಉಮಾ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಶರಣಂ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶಿವನಂದನ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶಿವನಂದನ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶಿವನಂದನ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶಿವನಂದನ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಗೌರಿ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಉಮಾ ಗಣೇಶ್.
सद्गुरु ब्रह्म सनातन हे, सद्गुरु ब्रह्म सनातन हे, परम दया घन पावन हे, परम दया घन पावन हे, जन्म दुख विनाशन हे, जन्म दुख विनाशन हे, जगदोद्धारण कारण हे, सद्गुरु ब्रह्म सनातन है। परम दया गण पावन है। जन्म दुख विनाशन है। जगदोद्धारण कारण है। साई कृष्ण जनार्दन है। जनार्दन है। जनार्दन है। जनार्दन है। साई कृष्ण जनार्दन है। भव भय जलधि तारण है। भव भय जलधि तारण है। सद्गुरु ब्रह्म सनातन है।
कुम्भमण्डहासवदने मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी। कुम्भमण्डहासवदने मनोहरि कुम्भमण्डहासवदने मनोहरि साई
Remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am home, I am home, eternal. I am home, I am home, eternal. Through this life of distraction and of illusion, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Through this life of distraction and of illusion, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am truth, I am peace, divine bliss. I am truth, I am peace, divine bliss. Prema Swarupa, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Ananda Swarupa, He Prema Swarupa, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am love, I am love, pure love. I am love, I am love, pure love. Remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am home, I am home, eternal Lord. I am home, I am home, eternal Lord. In this life of distraction and of illusion, remind me, my Lord, who I am. In this life of distraction and of illusion, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am truth, I am peace, divine bliss. I am truth, I am peace, divine bliss. Swarupa, He Prema Swarupa, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Ananda Swarupa, He Prema Swarupa, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am love, I am love, pure love. I am love, I am love, pure love. I am love, I am pure नंदलाला नंदलाला दया करो भगवान। नंदलाला नंदलाला दया करो भगवान। भवसागर से पार उतारो, भवसागर से पार उतारो, दया करो भगवान। कृपा करो भगवान। तुम्हारी शरण बिन अनाथ है हम, तुम्हारी शरण बिन अनाथ है हम। दया करो भगवान। कृपा करो भगवान। मुझ पे कृपा करो भगवान। नंदलाला नंदलाला दया करो भगवान। भवसागर से पार उतारो, दया करो भगवान। कृपा करो भगवान। तुम्हारी शरण बिन अनाथ है हम, दया करो भगवान। मुझ पे कृपा करो भगवान। साईं कृपा करो भगवान। नंदलाला नंदलाला दया करो भगवान। कंदा कुमरा वडिवेला, कंदा कुमरा वडिवेला, कंदा कुमरा वडिवेला, कंदा कुमरा वडिवेला, गौरी पुत्र वडिवेला, गौरी पुत्र वडिवेला, गौरी पुत्र वडिवेला, गौरी पुत्र वडिवेला, कंदा कुमरा वडिवेला, कंदा कुमरा वडिवेला, कार्तिकेया करुणा सागर, कार्तिकेया करुणा सागर, कार्तिकेया करुणा सागर, कार्तिकेया ಕಂದ ಕುಮರ ವಡಿವೇಲ ಗೌರಿ ಪುತ್ರ ವಡಿವೇಲ ಕಂದ ಕುಮರ ವಡಿವೇಲ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕೇಯ ಕರುಣಾ ಸಾಗರ ಕರುಣಾ ಸಾಗರ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕೇಯ ಕರುಣಾ ಸಾಗರ ದೀನ ಶರಣ್ಯ ವಡಿವೇಲ ಶ್ರೀ ಸಾಯಿನಾಥ ವಡಿವೇಲ ಶ್ರೀ ಸಾಯಿನಾಥ ವಡಿವೇಲ ಕಂದ ಕುಮರ ವಡಿವೇಲ
ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ ಶ್ರಿತ ಜನ ಪರಿಪಾಲ ಸಾಯಿಷ
हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे
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 हे नटराजा हे शिवराजा हर 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 गंगे
हे नटराजा हे शिवराजा हर 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 गंगे
हे नटराजा हे शिवराजा हर 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 गंगे
हे नटराजा हे शिवराजा हर 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 गंगे
हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे
हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे
पतिपुरीश्वर जय गंगाधर पतिपुरीश्वर जय गंगाधर हर 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 गंगे हर 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 गंगे शंकरा शिव शंकरा शिव शंकर शंकर साई
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 हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हे नटराजा हे शिवराजा हर 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 गंगे
हे नटराजा हे शिवराजा
हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे पतिपुरीश्वर जय गंगाधर हर 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 गंगे शंकरा शिव शंकरा शिव शंकर शंकर साई शंकरा शिव शंकरा शिव शंकर शंकर साई शंकरा शिव शंकरा शिव शंकर शंकर साई हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे
भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं हरि भजन बिना सुख हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं हरि नाम बिना हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं हरि भजन बिना शांति नहीं जप ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं जप प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं दय धर्म बिना सत्य कर्म नहीं भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं हरि नाम बिना परमात्मा Hari bhajan bina, Hari bhajan bina, Hari bhajan bina, sukh shanti nahi.
We offer our loving and prayerful salutations at the lotus feet of most beloved Bhagwan. A loving Sairam and a joyous welcome to each one of you for next 60 minutes of lively, lovely, smiley moments with Sai. Whenever Bhagwan used to speak with students, Swami would say, hey, don't have castor oil face. Because castor oil is known to have very difficult smell and taste. Swami would say, be full of smiles. The smile on the face should be booming. It should show the blossoming of joy in the heart. And to spend next 1 hour in this joy, joining me is Brother Amey Deshpande from the Sri Satya Sai Center for Human Values. I remember James Sinclair, someone whom Bhagwan saved his life. And on one occasion, Swami said, Sinclair, can you do something for me? Swami had done so much for Sinclair. And Sinclair said, yes, Swami, tell me anything I will do for you. Swami said, Sinclair, be happy. Can you be happy? That's all I want. And I think this has been the message of Bhagavan. If you look at his entire life, it was all about, please smile, please be happy. They say that laughter is instant vacation. You don't have to spend money, isn't it, Amey? You don't have to go, spend time, money, energy, resources and go to exotic places. You just laugh and you are in a vacation mode, especially in these times when you really cannot go out. I think laughter is the way to relax, to regenerate, as well as to progress on the spiritual path, isn't it, Amey?
Absolutely. And I must say that today is very special because just spending time in preparing and presenting this, we have had such a wonderful time.
Absolutely.
So we would like to take this opportunity to give our gratitude to you all and to Bhagwan for allowing us to spend the last few days just smiling and breathing and recollecting all those wonderful moments with Swami. Swami says this beautiful quote, and this is a quote that we will see time and again in many of the quotes that we will be presenting today. Swami says, spread joy at all times. Do not pour into others' ears your tales of woe and worry. Carry a smile on your face so that everyone who sees you can catch that exhilaration. So that is what we are going to do today in this session, which is going to spread that joy, the joy of having Lord in our life. What else can be there to celebrate than to have the presence of God in our lives, and not just an ordinary God, but our sweet, loving, smiling Lord all the time.
In fact, I remember, Amey, when you're sitting in the darshan ground, especially when you're sitting in the veranda, have you not experienced this scene where everything is silent and suddenly there is this burst of laughter, hey, all smiling coming from the interview room, isn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, one thing that was ubiquitous with Swami, wherever he was, and in case you were in a position where he was not inside, where you were not inside along with him, whether it was the bhajan hall or whether it was the interview room or whether it was the Trai session or the Sai Shruti, anywhere, one thing that would be, that would accompany Swami is that peals of laughter. And I remember, as Brother Bishu was saying, that all of us would be kind of digging our heads into books, studying or reading or something, and then suddenly you will have this, and then immediately it kind of breaks your reverie. And we all used to look at each other, wow, they're having a good time.
Good time.
And you always wanted to be a part of that good time that was there.
Yes.
So the peals of laughter, and laughter was something that accompanied Swami all the time. In fact,
when Bhagwan, for example, went to Kashmir, there was this instance where Swami took snowballs and Swami was throwing snow at the members of his group who had gone with him to the Himalayas in the 60s. He was just like a child. Or if you hop into the time machine and we go to Bhagwan's childhood, go to the Chitravati days. So there were days when Swami would go into the sands of Chitravati in the evenings, and Swami would be leading the group, and as people were moving, suddenly they'll see that Swami is nowhere there. Swami has disappeared, and so they will start searching for Swami, frantically looking for him in every tree, every bush, every rock. And when they are completely tired, suddenly from nowhere Swami would appear and Swami would say, "Boo!" Swami would do. I mean, there are so many such tales. Or the tale of when Bhagwan came to Vrindavan once, and it was the end of March, and Swami was not talking to anyone in Vrindavan, and all the boys were so sad. They all went into that introspection mode. Why is Swami not talking? Prayers, pining, soul searching started. And the next day they are in Trai and they are waiting for Bhagwan. They're praying penitently for Swami, and Swami opens his door and Swami says, "April Fool."
Wow.
I mean, or that instance when Swami came to the hostel once, senior boys hostel, and Swami asked all the band boys to perform, just impromptu performance. And so all the boys came, but the guy who was really sweating was the drummer, because the sticks were not there. Suddenly he was not able to find the sticks. Everybody's ready. Swami says, start. And this guy is so petrified, and Swami says, "What is this? You're so careless. Start the program." And the drummer is fully, he's so penitent, and he's telling Swami, "I'm sorry, I'm not able to find the stick." Swami. Then Swami sweetly reprimands him, and then finally Swami flashes that cute smile, and he brings the stick that he was himself holding behind in his own hand. And that nutcut Krishna that Bhagwan was, I think laughter, smile, joy, it was so much a part of Bhagwan. It was in and around Bhagwan, isn't it?
Yes. So why have we taken up this topic? Are we just going to spend the next 50 minutes laughing? Or is there something more to this than what meets the eye? And this is where we wanted to tell you, dear brothers and sisters, is that humor is an essential part of spirituality. In fact, every avatar who has come down has brought with him this one, you can say one weapon, ironically we call it a weapon, or one trump card, which is always this humor. Because oftentimes we feel that spirituality is a very serious business. If somebody smiles, oh, that means he's frivolous, or he is, he doesn't have depth. But in fact, living with avatars and seeing and listening to their mahimas, one thing is absolutely sure is that humor is a part and parcel of spiritual life. In fact, if you look at the life of Rama, the very name of Rama says Ramayate iti Rama, Ramyate iti Rama, right? Which is the one who attracts, the one who always fills our heart with joy.
Yes.
That is Rama. If you look at Krishna, of course, needless to say, the amount of fun and the mischief that he had
enchanting,
in Gokul,
charismatic, charming Krishna,
right? Once again, Krishyate iti Krishna, the one who attracts. Right, you look at the life of Jesus as well, and oftentimes when you look at his photographs, he may come across to be a very serious and a sober person, but he's actually somebody who was always having fun with all the 13 disciples that he had. Yes. And then needless to say about our own Swami, right? Somebody who has always, I'm just reminded of one thing. Let us be very careful when Swami, cracks jokes or, he pulls one on us. Because one of our very senior devotees, he used to say that when Swami speaks to you, you should be attentive. But when he jokes with you, be more attentive, because the most deepest, the deepest truths and the deepest lessons for life are embedded in those jokes.
Because none of these are light moments. They are actually very enlightening moments.
Exactly. Not
they
light,
are
but
light moments. Yes. But they are moments to click.
Yes.
They are moments which will switch on that.
And I think that's also his way of packaging that, very deep lesson in a way that we could just otherwise just pass off. Absolutely. And then he will say, what, I told you this, but you didn't remember, so it could be like that.
Even, talking about this, even if you see Bhagwan's discourses, Swami used to say, my discourses are not lectures, they are mixtures. And in this mixture, humor was an essential, indelible component. If you listen to Bhagwan's discourses, especially discourse in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you would find so many lovely Chinnakathas. In fact, today, it would be our endeavor to share some of those priceless gems with you. So we want to start the first story in Bhagwan's voice. Let's listen to this lovely tale where Bhagwan himself is giving a very, very powerful lesson, but in a way we will never forget in our lifetime.
ఒక సోంబేరి సన్యాసి ఒక గ్రామానికి వెళ్ళాడట.
One sannyasi who was an idler, he went to a village.
పొట్టలో చాలా కాలుతూ ఉంటుండాది, ఆకలి అవుతుండాది. ఏదో ఒక చక్కని ఇల్లు, శ్రీ వైష్ణవుల ఇల్లు, ఇంటికి ముందుగానే మూడు నామాలు పెట్టినారు. దీన్ని గురించారు, ఇది ఎవరో చాలా భక్తులుగా ఉంటున్నారు, ఈ నామముల ఇంటికి వెళదాము, మనకు నామం ఏమాత్రము పెట్టరు అని విశ్వసించి ఆ నామాల ఇంటికి వెళ్ళాడు.
This sannyasi was very hungry. He was in need of food. He found a house where he thought it was a Sri Vaishnava's house, a great devotee, because there were the 3 namas outside. He thought that if we enter this house, he is not going to deceive me. He expected food and he entered the house.
భవతి భిక్షాం దేహి అన్నాడు.
He said, I have come for alms.
ఆ లోపల నుంచి ఒక ఇల్లాలు వచ్చింది. నాయనా, మీరెవరో సన్యాసిగా ఉంటుంటున్నారు, ఇదిగో ప్రక్కనే కావేరి నది పారుతుంటుండాది, ఆ కావేరి నదికి వెళ్ళి స్నానం చేసుకొని రండి, ఆకు వేసి అన్నీ వడ్డించేసి పెట్టుతాను, ఊరికే జోల్లో మాత్రం ఇంత బిచ్చం వేస్తే నాకు తృప్తి ఉండదు కనుక నీవు స్నానం చేసి రండి నాయనా అని మంచి మాటలతో చెప్పింది.
When the Hazif came out, and on hearing this, she thought that he was a good sannyasi, and she told him, yes, I shall certainly serve you food. What is the point in giving you some food in your own hand? You better go to the river. Kaveri is very close. Have a bath and come back. I shall have food served for you in the leaf ready for you.
ఈ సోంబేరి పోతూ గోవిందేతి సదా స్నానం అన్నాడు. నాకు గోవిందనామమే స్నానము, దాంట్లో స్నానం చేయమక్కర్లేదమ్మా, నాకు త్వరగా పెట్టండి అన్నాడు.
This idler, he said, Govindeti sada snanam. Utterance of the word Govinda is as good as my having taken a bath. I am ready and let me have my food.
ఆమె మాత్రం తక్కువైనటువంటిది కాదు. ఓహో, ఇది ఎవరో సోంబేరిగా ఉంటున్నాడు, రామనామామృతం సదా భోజనం వెళ్ళిరాపు అనిందిట.
She was also up to him. She was quite clever. She said, Ramanamamrutam sada bhojanam. You have had your food. You can go now.
ఈ రీతిగా మనం పదాలు ఉపయోగ పెడితే మనకు తిరిగి రియాక్షన్ తప్పక వస్తుంది. కనుక మనము ఇక్కడ నేర్చుకున్నటువంటి పదములంతా కూడాను ప్రాక్టికల్లో పెట్టి మీరు కూడాను తరించి ఇతరులను కూడాను ఆదర్శప్రాయాలుగా మీరు జీవిస్తారని కూడాను నేను ఆశిస్తూ ఆశీర్వదిస్తూ నా ప్రసంగాన్ని విరమిస్తున్నాను.
If we simply use the words and the quotations like that idler, surely we will get back reaction to us. I do hope very much that you will not simply use words like that, but you will put these things into practice. I bless you that you will be able to do this, and I will bring my discourse to a close.
So when Bhagwan is telling us to live joyfully, you should not use spiritual principles conveniently to suit your advantage.
Correct.
Then it will backfire.
Yes.
And whatever little joy is already there in your life, that also will vanish.
Correct.
Including the food that the sannyasi would have asked. Normally, I think he would have got some food. But because he did this smart thing, so-called smart thing, he did not even get those alms that day. So I think that is what Bhagwan is telling. Spiritual principles are powerful, but don't misuse them.
Yes.
It will come back. The reaction will be terrible. In fact, I remember Professor Kasturi narrating this incident in Loving God. In the very initial years when he came to Bhagwan, he saw this interesting phenomenon that Swami would give interviews to everyone, and whenever Swami saw that someone is wearing a ring, Swami would say, "Oh, you're wearing such a cheap ring." Swami would take that ring and Swami would change it to a ring which had Bhagwan's image on it. And he thought, wow, this is a great way to actually get a Swami ring. So what he does, he takes all his savings and he makes a gold ring, a big gold ring with a big gem set. You think, now I will get a big picture of Swami. And after that day, just to get Bhagwan's attention, no, whenever he was with Swami, he would do like this, so the Swami notices that and Swami asks for that. If he's taking namaskar, he would do like this and all that. So weeks passed, months passed, and Swami never asked for it. 6 months over, he said that, the interview room, which is supposed to be a wish-fulfilling room, became a wish-frustrating room for him. Never Swami is asking for it. 2 years passed, and never that caught Swami's attention. 1951, Swami calls Professor Kasturi to give a talk in Bukkapatnam school. After that, next day, Swami calls him inside. And when he goes and he does that, Swami says, "Oh, you have the ring." So immediately he removes and gives it to Swami. And Swami says, I know. I know. Swami says, "Oh, like all these people, you want to parade my image on rings and watches and altars. You want to show that you are a devotee of Swami." Swami said, "Have me in your heart. Your heart is my home." And Professor Kasturi, realizes his mistake, and he bows down in all submission. And then Swami takes that ring, and Swami starts. And Professor Kasturi is now bubbling with joy, excitement, what is going to happen. And Swami does, and he's imagining, his face is swelled up, and Swami does second time. Now he's thinking which image of Swami it will be. Third time Swami does, and there's nothing. It just vanishes. And Professor Kasturi becomes like a burst balloon. I mean, forget the ring. All money's got gold of his lost. He didn't get the ring also. Nothing is there. And he feels very sad. And the Swami opens the interview room door. Interview is over. You can go out. And so with a heavy heart, he's stepping out. And then Swami looks at Kasturi and says, "Oh, Kasturi, I know. You're very sad, no? You want your ring back, no? Come. And then Swami creates a Navaratna ring, a 9-gem ring. And Swami says that, "I'm giving you a Navaratna ring and not a ring with my image so that you don't misuse it." Don't wait. Don't go and announce that, that I am the chosen one of Bhagwan. Navaratna ring people wear because they think they can ward off the evil effects of all the 9 planets. Anyway, you wear it till the time you realize that if my anugraha is there, if my grace is there, Navagrahas cannot do anything. But till you realize, you can wait. You can wear this, Swami tells. So, to live joyfully is not just to have, Swami's images in our rings and watches, in our desktop wallpapers, in our mobile phone screensavers, but to have Swami safely and securely in our heart, and his voice should ring from within, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Bye. श्री सती साई महाराज की
समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो